Joy of Song, a Witcher fanfiction. Written by The Oracle's Corner. Summary. When news of Jaskier's old travel companion, Geralt of Rivia, reached Jaskier and Blair's ears, Blair couldn't miss the change in their friend's demeanor at the mention of the Witcher, and they decided to do something about it. Blair was used to the sound of music filling the air around them, but this isn't one of those nights. The camp was void of music. The only sounds filling the space were the crackling of campfire and the distant sound of crickets. Their eyes lingered on their friend, Jaskier, as he continued to set up camp. He sat with his head in his hands, staring at the crackling flames, but his mind was elsewhere. He had been in that state for most of the day, and Blair could guess why. Earlier that day, back in town, they overheard a man in a tavern telling a tale that garnered quite the crowd, and the traveling duo neared to investigate what the fuss was about. The proud retelling of the story in which the man has met a witcher a few towns back highlighted Jaskier's pale expression as the story went on, for it wasn't any witcher that the man had met, but the witcher, Geralt of Rivia, of many infamous songs that plagued this land, who also happened to be Jaskier's old travel companion. He tried to hide how upset he was, but the duo traveled alongside one another long enough that they could catch changes in the other's demeanor. And so Blair ushered him outside of the tavern under the pretense that they needed to get more things for their travel. Blair sighed as they take their friend's current state. Jaskier never talked about why he had split off from his previous travel companion. It was widely known that Geralt traveled alongside a bard that sang of the man's many escapades, and if one was seen, then the other is not far behind, so Jaskier's retreat into himself at the mere mention of the Witcher was an immediate cause for concern. If they are meant to know, Jaskier is sure to tell them, and it would be in his own time, but for now, they are left in silence. Blair went back to setting up camp and made sure that no danger would approach the campsite as they slept. The silence weighed on Blair's shoulders. They looked back at Jaskier, who hasn't moved a muscle, and stared. They couldn't push him to speak, nor did they want to, but they at least wanted him to know that they were there for him. As they circled the camp once more, they did what Jaskier has done for them in the months that they had known each other, and filled the campsite with song. The tone was gentle, soft, not too assertive, but managed to drown out the silence just fine. They felt eyes on them. They paused their movement and turned so they could meet Jaskier's eyes. Jaskier stared at his friend, head tilted to the side, brow raised, and he carried a soft, amused smile. Blair returned the gentle smile with one of their own. As they approached the camp, Jaskier pulled out his lute, plucking a few strings before matching his friend's tune. Blair sat by their friend as music filled up the campsite around them. Jaskier's mind was still elsewhere, but his shoulders didn't carry the tension they once had. His eyes still flickered with the lights from the campfire, but they also twinkled with the joy of a musician in the midst of his craft. Blair smiled at that as the music played on. Though Jaskier may not be ready to speak of what ails his heart, at least he knows he has a shoulder he can lean on.